Hi, this is Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. This is another battle from the recent Clan Wars Metal Wars campaign. We're on the Sand River map and we're against the NHOPE clan. This is another 10v10 battle, so this is on the basic front where clans try and land and get basic fame points so that they can get onto the high levels of the map. This is on the second day of the campaign. So we have 2 EBRs, 4 Ninos and 4 Chieftains, and the EBRs are going to scout both sides of the map, and the mediums and the heavies are going to go down along the K line. So we'll see what each EBR spots and try and work out where to place tanks. So currently, we've seen a 907 and an EBR on the other side, and the mediums are just going to prop around here, and the chieftains are going to push a little bit further on. Currently our EBR just went out of render distance, so that's why it disappeared out of view. Just stopped briefly in front of Horse, who managed to damage me, so I'm going to get a little bit of compensation from that. That wasn't deliberate, Horse, thank you. So I'm just going to push up and just stay within reach of the thing. There's a chieftain just poking over the ridge, just not worth it taking a shot here against the chieftain. You just won't pin the front of its turret. Very risky shot. If we can get on to his lower plate, absolutely, but not from this range with this gun. It just wouldn't be a very useful result. So we are pushing up. There appears to be only 2 chieftains there. It's a possibility we can overwhelm them, so the chieftains are pushing in and the Ninos are just keeping pace behind to render assistance if necessary. So as that happens, we're spotting more tanks coming out of the woodwork, and in fact here comes a whole pack of Ninos that are all going to link up, we expect. So our Ninos are going to try and get some side shots on them as they join the fray. They don't know where we haven't been spotted so far, so they don't know where we are, but that'll change pretty shortly. Put a shot in which completely misses, so don't even get a bounce. But then we've got a rear of a Nino, so we can get a shot in him. And I've just been told to mix it up in the battle, so rather than sitting back sniping, so we're trying to get in close, and all the Ninos will push over and basically join the melee. So we spot a chieftain there, get a shot in on him, and basically I'm just trying to make myself a hard target. There's plenty of variations in the terrain here, so you can get out of range. I was trying to get a shot on that EBR, but just my gun's going around a lot, and even with stabilisation it's not helping, but just trying to keep my health so that the chieftain doesn't get too much out of me. He does put a whack in fact I get a hit from a 907 as well, so I'm getting focused a little bit from being on this side of the berm. The EBR goes past me and I happen to hit him with my tracks, so you get a little bit of damage out of him. So we've got this 9A here, we go to his lower plate, get a shot in. Now I'm down to 1 shot, so we'll try and finish off as many tanks as possible. Get a shot on the chieftain, and he's basically focusing me as I'm the lowest health tank. It's a good principle to try and take guns out of the match as quickly as possible, so that's not surprising that I got targeted right there, but put an end to my game. So we will continue to follow the game, however, and get on board one of the other players. So we're basically sitting with Swifty here. It's a pretty even game right now. We're very even on hit points remaining, and 1 tank up. It's not a whole lot of advantage, so we're just going to try and play this carefully and try and eliminate the other tanks from the game as cheaply as possible if we can. So we've got 2 EBRs still versus 1 EBR and 1 chieftain, so we're feeling pretty good at this stage. We've got our EBRs trying to hustle them together, but unfortunately the enemy EBR takes out one of our EBRs, and poor Beefy's going to cop a lot of shit from that. So we're flying Swifty here, who has got 1 mark of excellence on his gun, so we know he's a reasonably competent EBR player just from that. Obviously that's from random battles, but nonetheless, yeah, we've got a lot of trust in him working this game, and Stewy JP, who's the caller for this game, and also one of the leading players right now in the clan. So we still got a fair bit of confidence, so we're slightly down on hit points. So right now we're just really trying to work out the strategy of where do we go on the map to try and draw them out, either catch them trying to attack our cap or vice versa, they head back to their cap to defend. It's just something the EBRs have to keep an eye on. And it's going to be a bit of circle work here, so what I'm going to do is actually just speed up the replay for a moment, because there's not going to be a lot of activity. And the EBR gets down to our base and spots the other enemy EBR there, but not a lot of action comes out of that other than to scare him off slightly. So at this high speed we're just going to follow the EBR around the map. This goes through the tank graveyard where my tank sits, and a lot of other tanks in the game are. So backwards and forwards, really just trying to keep an eye on that. T95 FV hasn't really moved to the middle, it's the chieftain of course, in other words. And so we're really just trying to keep vision on him. Potentially if he's pulled out of cover, then Stewy can get a spot on him. So the discussion going on right now is basically where to go on the map. So the EBR's spotting close to our base to see if they're heading that way. Sorry, to the enemy base that is, to see whether they're heading back to try and defend. And while he's doing that, off goes the cap timer on our base, so the enemy are doing that. So we'll just head back quickly, and as we do that, spot the chieftain. So we'll just get back to normal speed and we'll catch up with the game from here. So shot goes in on the chieftain to reduce his health down to close to 1 shot, not necessarily a guarantee of that, but yeah, we'll see what happens from there. So Swifty's approaching very, very carefully, just not trying not to rush in and go straight into the enemy guns, so he's just going to peek around the corner here, and he spots the chieftain. The chieftain's not necessarily looking his way, but he is lit up. In fact, he must have been, because he fired a shot, but it did miss by quite a way. The cap timer's gone right down, so Swifty's rushing in right now just to make sure that that can get reset, but in fact the what was on the cap must have been the enemy EBR, because he's just run off, and that says let go of all those cap points, which really could have been a win in their terms if he hadn't been spotted. So Swifty has a go at him but misses, and tries to get out of cover, or into cover, while he's reloading, and see if he can get another shot off at him. And he's just sitting here, yeah, which is tempting fate a little bit, but yep, we'll see what happens later in the match in that respect. So again, a bit of chasing. We've managed to deal with the chieftain that was on the cap, so taken out by Stewy. Well done. But now a bit of chasing, so we'll just fast forward again, as that DBR is going to be a little bit elusive. Swifty doing a good job of manoeuvring around and trying to catch up on the vision of the enemy. And at this point we're making the decision, alright, we'll cap and draw him back towards us. So Stewy's going to go on cap and draw him back, and hey presto, there's the enemy EBR. So Swifty's going to try and take him out as part of his job. And so this has actually gone on for quite a while. This is getting close to the end of the battle, as you saw the 2-minute warning go off. And Swifty's just trying to keep him lit up so that he can't get a shot on Stewy and shut the timer down. But it looks like he was trying pretty hard. The enemy EBR is obviously a good driver, and he's yeah, doing his best to keep his team in the match, I should say, not the map. But he gets a shot in on Swifty, and now he's on reload, so Swifty's going to try and take some penalty out of him, which he does. Gets him down to basically to a 1 shot. And just as he crests the ridge back again, Stewy from the cap circle gets a long range shot in, which is excellent work there from Stewy. So thanks very much for watching.